Hey traders, welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this video I would like to talk a little bit about what if you're watching this video you realize you have stopped improving for 1 to 2 years, or maybe shorter. It could be a couple of months, but if you somehow feels like you have hit some sort of ceiling, and that's a pretty normal things to occur, especially when it comes to trading. Throughout my 6 years of trading journey, there were multiple times, I'll say to be specific, there were about 4 times where I felt like, hey, this thing wasn't going anywhere. So it could be in terms of your performance, it could be in terms of your mindset. There seems to be something that is stopping you from having that leap forward. So if you're facing this issue, there are a few questions that you can ask yourself. The first one is, have you been sticking to the right process? Sometimes as a trader, I often tell my students, my community member, that trading is such an intense brain activity. Especially if you're a day trader, you sometimes are required to make 10, 20, 30 decisions in a day. By what I say decision, it doesn't mean you are clicking buy or sell 20 to 30 times. It simply means every single day you have to create your game plan. You have to create your sort of playbook, whatever. And within that game plan, there are a lot of things that you have to consider. Your filtering process, the patterns of the setups that you're looking for. It could be the market volume, it could be the market structure, the high time frame direction, correlation analysis. These are various different decision making processes you have to make every single day. And after you've done all of these things, you completed your game plan, then when it comes to execution, there are different things they have to consider as well. How market reacts to your ideal POI, point of interest. How market reject your POI. What's the trigger? What's your entry trigger? After you decide to take the trade, how do you manage the trade? Because you can have such a rigid management plan. Just like myself, I have a set of rules of how should I manage my position, but market condition changes every single day. There are times where a setup goes so clean, you get into a position, hits a target within 1 hour, hits a target within 3 hours, just pro trend. There are also times where market's a little bit slower, chops all the way, but eventually hit a target maybe after 2 days. So management plan is another big decision that you have to make. So after doing all these things, right, it is easy for us to get so exhausted day by day and just keep repeating the same thing. By what I say, repeating the same thing, you are just trading for the sake of trading. The best traders out there, one I will definitely say, Umar Ashraf, they have a really strict journaling process. Something just to take the daily logs, to record every trade down, to also review and study them to make sure they know exactly what's going on, not just on the setup, also within their brain, right? So you need to make sure you are improving. Then once you have a really measurable process, then you can keep improving. So back to the topic, back to the first question. You need to first ask yourself, do you really have a proper process and have you stuck to it? If the answer is yes, then I believe you're on the right path. Right? Just keep doing. Eventually you make that leap, you make your new high, new return or whatever. But if the answer is no, then it's probably time for you to stick to the process. Again, like what I just said, trading is such an intense brain activity. It's easy to just get over day by day, day by day, day by day. And after a few months, after 1 to 2 years, you realize, hey, I'm still the same me 2 years back. I'm not improving. I've stopped growing. I've not been sticking to the right process. Even if you have stuck to the right process, have you done it a proper way? I'll give you all one example. I'm running a community for about 70 to 80 traders. Inside, I noticed there are some traders, they indeed perform the daily journal and every single thing. But when I asked them, hey, so what's your mistakes? What's your strength? What's your biggest win? What's your best performing patterns in the past 2 months? They can't tell me why. It's because they are doing the journal for the sake of doing something. Like, hey, Neo told me to do my journal, I have to do it. It's not. Journal is more of a self accountability thing, and it's the best way to sort of record down your progress, to track your progress. So journal is useless until you review, you study, and you reflect on them. All right, again, journaling is useless until you really study them and break them down in depth. All right, so second point, if you're right now facing some sort of ceiling or plateau, you feel like you're not improving, take a step back. All right, this is I know it's a pretty common advice, but there were a lot of times I thought I was doing well, I thought I was improving, but in reality I wasn't. So these were really times where I have to remind myself, hey, slow down a little bit. I need to reassess every single thing. I have to really truly break down every single element on how I trade, how I filter the setups, how I execute them. Have there been any sort of psychological or technical issues that I need to correct them? I'll give you one example. About, I'll say during April to May, I was stuck in a cycle of being too biased on the yens. If you've been trading FX, you know, JPYX, the yen index, has been pushing lower through all-time low. Just keep pushing lower and lower and lower. And I was just in a cycle of, I was too biased, that too confident / too biased that JPYX is going to reverse bullish, as I believe the government is going to intervene, interest rate, blah, 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 blah. And turned out, for the entire 1 month, I was just stuck on the same view. I did my journal, I studied everything, but I was just so dwelled onto my bias. So once I took a step back, I realized, hey, if I could simply just avoid the yens, take them off my watch list, or I can just don't trade them, or if I just flip the way I think, my performance would have been so much better. Alright, so that is something that I realized, and again, such a small twist, and I noticed an immediate growth on my P&L, my performance. So it could be anything. So when it comes to trading, remember, you need to constantly assess your performance in a very strategic way. Alright, so when something goes wrong, don't push too hard. It's time for you to step the pedal, sort of pull the handbrake, take a step back. Hey, I need to reassess every single thing that I've been doing for the X amount of time, for the past X amount of time. Right? Once you do that, trust me, you'll see immediate improvement. And the last one is probably the way you think. Alright? Again, let me try to give you all some example. There were times where when I realized I stopped growing, these were times that I really thought I was good enough, and I stopped learning. That mindset, that loophole of, hey, I'm performing not bad, I'm so happy, I'm on cloud 9. If I keep doing the same thing, I'm going to make X amount of money. But that's such a small, such a narrow-minded individual kind of thinking that I realized I have to improve. I have to throw all my ego away. I have to reset, because the way I've been thinking. So those were times where I really just sink in and ask myself, hey, what's my capability. Why? If I'm destined to achieve higher, to achieve bigger, or to perhaps train more people, why am I settled for so little? And let me tell you, if you're really taking trading in a proper business manner, there's no ceiling. And this is a game of scalability. This is a game of pure AUM, right? Asset under management. So today you can be a 7-figure trader. You're making good money. You're satisfied with whatever you're doing, your income, whatever income is. But just don't be so egoistic and believe that you're good enough. And believe or not, the financial market is the best tool, is the best humbling tool to make sure you know your true identity. It reflects your true identity straight to you, and it gives you that slap on your face sometimes when you're thinking it the wrong way, or taking it too easy. There were a lot of times, for example, if I make 100k a month, then I thought, hey, I'm good. I'm doing the right thing. I'm really performing well, and nothing stops me. I'm on fire. Every time, whenever I have this mindset, guess what? That's where the biggest drawdown arrives. The next month or the following few months. And yeah, I hope through this video you all really learned something new. And really, if you feel like something is wrong, you're not improving, you're stuck, you're in a circle, you're going nowhere, it is probably time for you to take a step back, restructure everything, reassess everything, realign your vision, your goals, then you push even harder, right? Don't take it easy. Trading is no way going to be an easy task, an easy business. You have to do it professionally, and that's how some of the best traders, some of the best investors, they're still in shape after 20, 30, 40 years in the business. Why? Because they are just taking it so professionally that nothing can stop them, not even the market itself, right? So that's it for the video. I hope you'll like it. If you like it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.